During the third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them, as America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how, by refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
And I said, hey, oi, let's chop your penis off. Oi, can I have me penis back? Why do you have dreadlocks, you white oppressor?
Royce Lopez.
Always be aborting. A always be aborting. Always be aborting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news,
You're
guys.
hearing it only on our show first. Apparently Donald Trump has worked out a deal. He will get the wall. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rock climbing wall.
Oh, no! The other side's going to be a slide. You climb the wall up and you just
lands into a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And then you immediately get a welfare check. Fucking A.
Oh, shit. He was a boy, he went to girl, now he wants to be a boy again.
Oh, God, just stay a girl if you're going to be this indecisive.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's a handsome woman with a great penis. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trannies. I just don't want to put that one's cock in my mouth.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast. Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time, here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce Lopez.
Folks, yes, it is live. We are joining you right now on this lovely Thursday afternoon, live from the Windy City. It's Revenge of the Sis.
No,
we're
in Orlando. Windy City,
from
Chicago.
The Big Apple.
That's New York.
Live from
New
the
York.
Garden State.
That's New Jersey.
I'm very confused.
Yeah.
Guys, good to have you. It's Thursday afternoon, of course, Revenge of the Sis, your favorite show ever.
Period. If you watch any other shows, you betray us.
We are leading a media insurgency, folks. We are the Al-Qaeda of radio, but with, less body count. We're not trying to kill anybody.
And a lot less credit when stuff breaks. A lot less credit.
A lot less credit. And then unlike Al-Qaeda, when we stand up and go, no, we did that, nobody wants to give us credit.
Nobody wants to give us
very
credit.
Strange. But here we are, of course. Yeah, we got, as L.A. Werewolf very, very eloquently put it last night, he tweeted me an article from PJ Media that Cernovich tweeted out about the Netflix, the outrage about what's going on at Netflix. And L.A. Werewolf wrote to me, "You boys just got Posobiacked." I was like, dude, I was literally in the middle of, we were just talking about this off the air about how nobody ever is ever going to help anybody ever.
No.
I was talking to my new BFF, okay, who we'll have tomorrow on the show, Laura Loomer, who said the same thing to like the day before. I'm like, nobody likes anyone. Everyone is horrible. Don't trust anyone, not even me. Everyone will fuck everyone. And then the next day, Cernovich is like, I've been trying to tell everybody about this. You hear this Netflix thing, guys? With his fucking Beats headphones walking around an airport. I've been trying to say for months to Netflix. Shut up, Mike.
So for those of you who don't know, we were the one of the first shows to talk. Well, we were the first show to talk about what was going on with Netflix with the Desire movie.
Well, Cernovich broke it, but how about this?
He didn't.
No, we'll do this. we'll take the other credit. So we were the first people to break this story who've never had to plead down a rape charge.
Pull up your mic.
How about
please.
that? Hey, you like them apples?
Yes, that's fair.
So we're the non-rapist people who broke the story.
So we got the story. We broke it. We gave out the call number for Netflix. We thanks to Gabe and Open Secret. He retweeted us. He helped us out a lot too. Big props to Gabe because he always gives us credit.
Gabe's.
But then PJ Media decided to write an article, and of course I see it and I go, "Oh, cool. Maybe we're mentioning it since we broke it." Not a single mention about us finding it or our call to action with Netflix.
And the worst part about it, look, I don't even care, but whatever. As long as shit's getting done, I don't care. But it's so flagrant, and then they write a story. And by the way, they sensationalized the story, and they wrote this Megan Fox. First of all, you're not the real Megan Fox. Second of all, this woman claims that Netflix is streaming child pornography.
Would you like me to read her story?
Yeah, please read this hysterical one. And before you even read it, okay, picture this in your minds. These clickbaiting ass niggas, they did a story, right? They took a freeze frame of these two little girls and they blurred their faces. You know what I mean? So they made you, whoa, shit, we're really on to some shit. They're so sleazy. And they go, and they're so deceptive in Netflix under investigation for child pornography. It's so sensationalized. You read my way more well-reasoned article where I wrote,
right,
Netflix is exploiting children with your money. That wasn't a stretch. They're funding companies, South American production companies, exploiting children, using money that they get from you in subscription fees. I didn't say child pornography, rape. These motherfuckers. They took our shit, then they twisted it around, discredited it, made it sound. Now it sounds like hysterical Pizzagate bullshit.
Yep.
That's what you did. You made the situation worse.
So you want me to read it?
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I mean, I spent some time on them.
PJ Media, which, by the way, just to get you even more mad, got picked up by the Daily Mail, this story. An Argentinian movie that Netflix offers called Desire is upsetting subscribers because of what looks like illegal content. Viewers on Facebook have shared a clip of the movie and are calling it outright child porn. In the opening scene, two little girls who look to be about 7 and 9 are playing horse on pillows, and the older girl, okay, we know what happens.
So is this what we have to do now?
I reported it to FBI and the Department of Justice, who have advised me to contact the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and told me they have launched an investigation into the movie.
Which, by the way, again, it's not child porn. If it was, we'd say so. It was disturbing.
It was exploitation of children.
It was exploitation of children, and it certainly was wildly inappropriate.
Yes.
But it does not fit the legal definition of child, which is why we covered this. We weren't covering it like a bunch of hysterical babies.
No.
We were like, isn't this a little weird?
That's
And
why
now-
we watched it to judge it ourselves.
And now you're going to have all the fucking retarded boomers out there going, Netflix, child porn, Obama.
The clip is making its way around Facebook. But anybody sharing it should be aware that it's a crime to circulate child porn. Even if you're trying to help for the child, any further distribution re-victimizes the child. And because of that, PJM will not share the video or photos from the movie. Your photo is the fucking... there is a photo from it. That's the actual... With the faces blurred out, that's a photo from the movie, you fucking liars.
You're lying.
And the only thing the public can do is report it. And then they posted the whole Department of Justice term of child pornography.
You people are fucking retards. The only thing people needed to do was to stay focused and call Netflix and keep calling them and canceling until they get rid of the movie, until they reevaluate how they do business. You guys just went full retard with this, and now nobody's going to take it seriously. It's going to be another, Cernovich Pizzagate, right? Bleh. You fucking assholes. Look, if you guys want to hijack shit from us and take it and use it and take credit for it, fine. But do us a favor and don't stand on our dicks. Don't fuck our shit up in the pursuit of taking credit for it. At least get it right.
Yeah, I think that's the most annoying. That is the most annoying part. Is that now we lumped in with the assholes, and now we're getting all the Pizzagate boomers tweeting us.
You fucking idiots. Here's the thing. Hey, Cernovich, Posobiec, all you fucking losers, stop attaching yourselves. Go attach yourself. Go suck Ian Mild Chong's dick or somebody else or Nick Monroe or one of these other blogging faggots. Steal their shit. Fuck their shit up. Stop fucking our shit up. Because I work a lot. He works a lot. We work a lot. And when you come here and burn our shit down and fuck it up and take a shit on our floor. I hate these cocksuckers.
And her name on Twitter, the person who wrote the story, in case anybody wants to check her out, is at Megan Fox Writer, because she had to distinguish herself.
Yeah, her Twitter handle should be at Megan Fox, not that one.
Yeah. So, again, this is now the third, fourth, no, fifth, maybe 100th times someone takes our stuff. Look, understand something about this. Yes, we are glad that right now Netflix corporate mailbox is full. That's pretty dope. I've had people send me messages saying, hey, I called the number you guys gave out. Their mailbox is full. I am glad. I'm glad Netflix is getting bombarded by this. I'm glad that they're being called out. That makes me happy. I am glad that people are fucking noticing that this is gross. Absolutely. So this isn't like, oh, you guys need credit. Isn't about protecting the kids. It is about protecting the kids. But just like Mike said, the problem is you take a story that has substance and you turn it into a fucking joke. And then when it becomes a joke and hysterics, people blow it off as, oh, it's another Pizzagate boomer. Oh, what do you guys Comet Ping Pong Pizza, right?
Yeah, and you know what lisping assholes like Cernovich will do? Then they'll distance themselves and go, oh, no, bro, that was that guy. That was Revenge of the Fifth guy. They did that. That was yeah, that's what he'll do. Because they're fake. They're liars. They sit around and they leech off other people's work. That's all they do. That's all they do. They show up, they take something, they get half the story, and they go, child porn!
And again, I'll give this credit to Laura Loomer. I will give her credit. She does some stuff that we've criticized. However, at least she does her own shit. At least it's her shit. You know what I mean? Then it gets stolen from people, and that's what happens. You know what it is on Twitter? I'm starting to find out. It's a verified circle jerk. Little verified little things, because a lot of people don't know this.
Twitter, that's life.
Oh, I know.
This is all of life is just one big fucking little circle jerk of cronies.
But
and that's what we're going to do. We're going to blow up, and then we're going to freeze everybody the fuck out. Anybody that didn't get in on time is out of the elevator. Fuck you.
It is really members-only elevator.
The members got to vote.
Members got to vote.
Members got to vote.
So,
or as Drake more eloquently put it, no new niggas, nigga. We don't feel that.
And the Daily Mail also wrote an article about it. The article is pretty much just a restatement of what PJ Media said, so I'm not going to reread it.
And all you had to do,
yeah.
And this is what L.A. Werewolf said, and what I said about Laura Loomer and Posobiec. All you had to do was in that little diatribe of yours, in one of the links, just like in a 2-word phrase, say, oh, other people have reported on this too, and add a little link to our story in there. That's all. And you could have done the rest of it, whatever. And then they could have found our story and went, well, wait a minute, it's not child porn. Everyone calm down. You people are fucking retarded. Thanks for fucking this up, guys. We need to stop reporting on things because we should just make it a secret for our audience and organize our audience to do shit. Because anytime other people touch it, it gets all fucked up.
And then, of course, you start getting tweets. Like, let me read some of the tweets we've been getting. Because what PJ Media did to this article. These are tweets to us. Why did Netflix start pushing child porn as soon as Susan Rice joined the board and the Obamas became producers and Facebook conducted a pedophile survey?
Because Obama's a secret gay Muslim. He wants to have sex with your kids.
Okay, well, that might be true.
I want to see his birth certificate covered in child cum. What is he doing?
It's
He's like now we've got both crazy sides because we've got the lock her up, drain the swamp, and now we've got the other one. It's Susan Rice in the Netflix and the Soroses.
You know, it's also fun
God
that
damn it.
The Drudge Report retweeted it also from PJ Media. It's I don't even want to Google the story because it makes us angry. Not for anything else, but do you understand that I had to sit there and endure that grossness 3 times? I had to watch it the first time and go, what the fuck is this? I had to do it again to pull the clip from Netflix. I had to upload it, and then we had to watch it a 3rd time on the show.
And then when we were done with that, and we were all done with it, then I had to chop up the clip, watch it again,
and write a story about it.
Write the story. He embed the fucking video code into the story, write for 3 hours. Like, so it's like, just a hyperlink next time, you assholes. This is why I don't want to play ball with these people.
Nope.
When I say I want to destroy the media, I'm not kidding. This isn't like some gimmick. I'm not Alex Jones trying to sell you guys fucking super male vitality. I don't even want. We were joking around on the air. I'm not even kidding. I don't want to be here longer than another decade. I just want to drag a couple of you assholes down with me. As many blue check marks as I can drag to hell with me. That's all I want in this world.
Thank you for the super chat, Luna. Yeah, we're definitely going to get to the Oregon thing too. Don't worry about it. That's on the docket. But yes, look, we're not gonna harp too much on it because we have a guest second hour and we have other stuff we want to get to. But yeah, to be clear, this always happens, and our loyal listeners, the people that have been listening forever, you know this. You know how this works with us. We find something and it immediately gets taken from us. Mike takes time and he writes these fucking stories, really well-written stories, well thought out, and they're taken by other people, and no credit is given, and then the worst story is written, and those people get the credit. Again, it's not that we're credit whores or anything like that. It's that we don't want, number one, a story that is a serious story to get ruined by fucking hysterical people. And number 2, yeah, we do work hard, right? We work hard for this show, and it's nice to make our numbers grow instead of somebody else in PJ Media who's won awards taking our story and being hysterical about it.
You people have turned me into a man who watches shows like Westworld, and I root for Anthony Hopkins.
Me too.
I'm like, yeah, kill all the people. Kill all of the people who tried to fuck you over.
It is fucking exactly
and
how
I get
feel.
it. I'm a human. It's in my best interest to root for the humans. But I'm like,
fuck them.
Do it, man.
Take them out.
I would go work for Hank Scorpio now. Like, that's a job I would accept. I'd be like, so what are we doing? Which country we belong? All right, well, I guess we're in. Let's do this. Which one do you like more, France or Italy?
Yeah, man.
I'm over it, man.
Well, let's move to Portland, where people have been arrested for.
Oh, should we do the shooting first, or we do Portland?
Oh, fuck.
We got like a legitimate
Let's do shooting first.
I got the Portland thing, but we got the shooting thing just happened.
Okay, here we go. You're right. Good call. We will get to the Portland thing next. Multiple people shot in Maryland, Annapolis.
Sheriff Bateman, are you with us?
Yes, sir, I'm with you.
What happened there, Sheriff? What can you tell us?
It's very limited information right now. This is an Anne Arundel County Police investigation. However, we share jurisdiction, the sheriffs and the police, and I was just informed a little while ago that based on the radio transmissions, several of my deputy sheriffs went to that address to provide assistance and do what it was necessary at the scene, and that's when we heard over the radio there were multiple fatalities. And in fact, one of my deputy sheriff canine handlers made an apprehension of a suspect. It is an active investigation. It's unfolding as we speak. I am at basically at the office right now as in command of what's going on with my deputy sheriffs. Of course, the county police have their own command. But again, this is all very new, as we're talking right now. So that's where we stand.
Sheriff, I want to ask you a few more things about what you've just said, and answer what you can, if you can. You mentioned, first of all, that one of your deputies apprehended a suspect. What can you tell us about the circumstances surrounding that?
I do not know. It just came over the air.
See, I'm looking for the most. This is from an hour ago. 1 minute ago, police are still evacuating the building. The city council police department told reporters that law enforcement officers are still evacuating the building following a shooting inside a newspaper building. He confirmed that there were injuries, but did not expect it to be mass casualties. I'm wondering. Let me see. I'm trying to get updates on what the if there.
I think we all have the same question right now. I hate to be so. Yeah, Reich knows where I'm going with this.
4 people were shot, but I don't think anyone's dead as of right now. From what I'm seeing, it looks like 4 people were shot.
Please don't be a white guy. Please don't be a white guy.
Well, we might even find out by the end of the show. But
please don't be a white guy. We don't need this right now. That's going to be the overlaying theme of the show today.
Please don't be a white guy. Yeah.
Just please don't fuck this up for us.
Yeah.
We're riding a wave right now.
Yeah.
PJ Media fucking shit up. Hopefully this hopefully not white guy fucking shit up. Please be Antifa or something. But here's my thing. This is why I'm saying please don't be a white guy. It's a newsroom. Mm-hmm. And if I were a betting man,
Trump's rhetoric causes shooting in a newsroom?
If I were a betting man, and if you were to say, who would be more likely to walk into a newsroom right now and just litter the place with bullets?
Sam Hyde.
It could be Sam Hyde. Or literally one of the many, many disenfranchised, alienated, and downright furious white people. Although, why would somebody do today's not a day to stop fucking this up for us.
Hey, people in the chat room, do us a favor since,
It was based Elmo, Damian Scott.
Yeah. do me.
Don't read the news. It's a Courier, the Maryland international Jew-owned Michael Milken.
By the way, he's Jewish. We have that. We're going to read that later today, too. Keep an eye out for the story, guys. Let us know if there's any updates since, we're a small-time operation and we don't steal enough stories from other people like they do to us. We have to make do with what we have.
Yeah, so you look up the story. We'll steal it from you.
Yes, thank you.
See what PJ Media's got on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I heard that it was PJ Media's already reporting right now that it was Obama dressed up like the devil.
Ah, okay.
And he showed up, yeah.
That's funny. I just clicked the link to pjmedia.com, and I'm seeing their official statement, and I quote, "We're just waiting to see what Revenge of the Sith says."
Okay, well, that's fair. At least they gave our name this time.
Yeah, and then that's
not bad.
And I just looked at Posobiec's website, same thing. I don't know. Has Loomer posted anything? I was just going to reword that later.
I saw what Cernovich said. I had closed caption on, but it just says inaudible. So I don't know what that means.
It just says in parentheses, unhappy wife screaming at him.
Oh, screams and plead down rape charge.
Mike's wife doesn't even like him.
Hey, Jamie, pull that up.
I've played videos of his wife. She does not like him.
Oh, I like that, Kazari. Hey, chat, pull that up for me.
Pull it up for me.
Hey, chat room, can you pull that up?
They say that the newspaper reporters are actually more susceptible to bullet damage than television reporters. That's mind blowing. Wow. You wouldn't even think there was a connection, but wow. Do you think it's the cameras?
That's crazy. That's wild, bro. It's wild.
They say that they used to eat mushrooms, and then they discovered self-awareness.
Hey, Jamie, can you pull up my booster seat? I like your
Hang
Rogan.
on, Jamie. The seat just goes up.
I like your Rogan, but come on. And Alex Jones is gunning for you, Joe. Careful. Walk lightly, pal. This is going on in Portland right now. Live video of a protest outside of
area around the Anne Arundel County area where that.
Oh, well, I
that
guess they broke the
hospital
news
where the
to
people were
the
taken has been
Annapolis.
really
that's
kind
hilarious.
of cordoned off.
even they were like, right. Cares about your dumb fucking shenanigans.
It says here, I'll just read it. 9 arrests as federal police clear an entrance to Portland's ICE building. 9 people were arrested Thursday morning after
Portland has a building made of ice?
No.
How do they maintain that? It would just melt.
It's a lot of air conditioning is running consistently.
That's a horrible way. Again, your liberal tax dollars.
Yeah.
Just being wasted.
See what happened to the Eskimo housing facility. 9 people were arrested Thursday morning after federal officers in riot gear moved into Ruby Riot was not there, so it wasn't that ugly. In riot gear, moved in to clear the entrance of the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement's holding facility in southwest Portland. The ICE facility, by the way, it's Portland, so you know the people in there are mostly illegal Canadians, right? The ICE facility has been closed since June 20th.
And it's not even like illegal Canadians that are like evil. They're just like, oh, I was jogging, and then I accidentally stepped over the border. You know?
I apologize. I'll just go back. It's not a problem.
They're perfectly. Hey, listen, we got to keep you in that cage another 6 months while we process your appeal. Okie dokie, then. Just sitting in the cell.
I got video.
Okay, here we go.
We are continuing
Whoa,
to
hey,
monitor the growing protests in Portland, Oregon. The Department of Homeland
Portland's
Security
not bad.
Officers have begun to remove protesters who are camped out outside an ICE facility there. The officers have formed a line to stop the demonstrators. And
first off, it's Portland. You just need one cop who's kind of big. You're not getting a lot of. All the vegan men bones would break. If
Everyone there eats soy and has AIDS.
And they do like fucking professional hide and seek.
began to take the tents down. So we're going to bring in Trevor Alt. He's a reporter for our CBS affiliate Coin.
Nice LL Bean jacket.
And he's at the scene now of these protests. So, Trevor, these tents
By the way, I think I know. I think we all know whose side Trevor is on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see what Great Value Stacey Dash has to say.
been amassing for what, like 10 days now?
Yeah, about a week.
I love the delays, by the way. It's 2018. Oh, yeah.
Week and a half, Anne Marie, and the line here and what these federal agents are dealing with is that some of these tents are on Portland City property and some of it is on federal property. I want to show you behind me. This is the line of DHS federal agents where they have drawn. Now, this building over here, what you're...
They start beating him. He gets too close.
Oh, yeah. Just,
start hitting him.
He's like, dude, I'm
a reporter.
Well, I was pointing. They shoot him to death.
Seeing is the ICE facility. This has been shut down since this occupation took place because they've been blocking the entrance. Now you see these agents all the way down, and then notice that green grass there. That's the line where federal property becomes city property. They have not encroached on that at all. And then if we pan a little bit further,
look at this guy. Look at this soy boy with a little tail. He's walking with a tail, a vest. This guy is wearing too many fucking accessories.
Why? How? Like this is what I mean, though, right? Like. Everybody looks like that to some extent as a teenager.
Yeah, but these aren't teenagers.
But that's what I'm getting at. As a kid, we all were mentally ill. Like, I'm so unique. Pay attention to me. You're supposed to get out of that by the time you hit your early 20s. This shouldn't be a thing. Like, wallet chains for anyone over 25 shouldn't be a thing. Do you hear me, Big J. Okerson?
Well, that's not true. I like wallet chains because it identifies who's a faggot.
Yeah, you like fingerless gloves on an adult male?
Oh, my God. And the red streak in his hair.
further to the left, you can still see this encampment.
All right, to be fair, Jim Carrey's new role is pretty brave. That's really good for him.
It's not his new role. I guess it's just who he is
now. Yeah.
He just paints and rants about
By
Trump.
the way, childlike artist. He is a terrible painter. He is not good.
No, it's honestly, Jim Carrey is about as good a painter as if I spent I could spend 6 months painting and get to be that good. You know what I mean?
You just do you just watch a bunch of Bob Ross things.
That's it. It's a lot of just dabbing, really, and just making and then you dab with the swipes to make the mountains and the clouds.
Hey, at least Bob Ross served in the fucking United States Air Force.
Yeah, oorah. Oh wait, that's the hoo-ha or ha-hoo.
Woo woo.
Or I don't know. Whoop whoop. I think that's the Juggalos.
I don't know. I don't know all the noises. Ching chong.
Oh, so sorry. Me and in the Air Force.
Yeah, but the Japanese would never learn to land.
Many tents that are still up here this morning. Now, I've seen a few different protesters that were put into zip ties and placed into some kind of...
I wish it was body bags.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's not wrong. I'm scanning for the lie. He's not wrong.
Detention, that were placed into these detention vans here, and there were this morning.
All right, so Damian Scott in the chat pointed out to you, look up Ringo Starr's paintings. All right, listen here. The difference is that Ringo Starr was a fucking Beatle.
That's a good point.
Okay, and Jim Carrey was in The Mask.
Somebody stop me.
So yeah, sorry, but I would buy a Ringo Starr painting because
he also drew Marge Simpson.
And he wasn't even a good. It doesn't matter. He was a Beatle.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey was Ace Ventura.
Remember when he tugged out of his butt? That was great.
A number of different.
Jim Carrey is the epitome of what. Look, we were a weird country in the '90s. We were very.
We really were.
We were lost. This country tends to every decade is really epic, and then the next decade's usually kind of bleak. We did that with the 70s and 80s. We had 2 decades of dopeness.
Yeah.
So we were due for 2 decades of bleakness, where it was the 90s and the 2000s were horrendous.
Yeah.
And we're embarrassed for those times. People like Jim Carrey was funny. If you notice most of the Netflix library or movies from the 2000s, it was just a dark time. We apologize for it. This is why we're getting so much win now.
Yeah. It's a good point. We were due.
Cyclical.
We were due.
For tents that were blocking the entrance to the ICE facility. They've since cleared out all of that debris and they placed it in a U-Haul truck and took it away. And at this point now, it's sort of a standoff to see what will happen next. Because
you see that guy's doing? He's blowing smoke at them on purpose.
Oh, I didn't see that. Let me see.
And took it away. And at this point now, it's sort of a standoff to see what will happen next.
See that shit all the way to the right? What
a
little
fucking
cunt.
God damn it. I used to like Dan Aram, but I don't know why he's doing this shit. We get it. Anarchy.
Oh, my God. Yeah, this is, that's the kind of shit, man. You do shit like that. And then when you get cracked in the bridge of your little nose.
No one feels bad for you.
No, everybody does. And that's the problem. Everybody goes, ICE agent Nazis are breaking people's skulls.
Well,
but you don't see this little, what are you going to do, faggot?
Hey, look. He already has a broken arm, so it looks like he's already pissed somebody off before.
Look at this asshole.
And at this point
right
now,
here.
it's sort of a standoff to see what will happen.
Right in his face. And it's not like a vape. It was a cigarette in his face.
Listen, man, when I used to smoke cigarettes, if a motherfucker blew a cigarette in my face, he was still going to get punched in his face.
Yeah, of course.
When I was a certain age, that was it. You got punched in the throat. We'd sort it out later. You don't do, again, if he had just went whack, America would have been like Nazi Germany. This poor guy was minding his own business.
Next, because the federal government has said their entire goal is they wanted to reopen the ICE facility. Now that it's been cleared out, once these agents leave, it is a possibility that these protesters will just fill back in yet again. That is what we're waiting to see what will happen next.
I have a question. It's Thursday. And see, it's 3 hours. It's Thursday at 1 o'clock there right now. 1:30 there right now. People don't have jobs.
In Portland?
You're right. Sorry. You're right. I didn't think about that. Good point.
This is not Tampa.
But who's going to make...
Honestly, Tampa's a very liberal shithole kind of city. But if you go out at 2 in the afternoon, ain't nobody protesting.
Yeah, but somebody has to make artisanal dog biscuits or whatever the fuck they make in Portland.
Yeah, that's true. It's all they make there.
And unicycle shops.
No, but that's the thing. Nobody's doing anything in Portland anymore because you have to pay people $78 an hour to fucking bag groceries. So everybody's like, you know what? No, I just won't go to Portland. So you have to now, if you live in Portland or Seattle, You gotta drive a minute if you want to go out to dinner. It ain't the good old, like, I like free market. I like living in a town like Tampa where there's 75 restaurants in a 2-block radius. And you go down there and you're like, God damn, there's so many specials. Literally anywhere we walk in right now, we'll get lunch for fucking $12 for the both. Where do you want to go? I don't know. What do you want? You want this? You want that? Oh, this sounds so good. You go there and you're like, it's McDonald's because they can afford to operate here. That's it.
It's pretty dope too. You're right, because when I was over in Tampa visiting my wife's family, I went to Capitol Grill has a lunch menu. I had a dope ass steak sandwich for like nothing.
That's because, Capitol Grill's corporate owned, so they're not doing that deal across America. There are certain towns you make adjustments, and you're like, there's a lot of restaurants on a Sunday afternoon in that town.
Yeah, you're right.
It's Tampa that's making it cheaper. It's the competition. You have to do it. I used to go and get like the best fucking Cuban food in the world. We get your bill and a pitcher of white wine sangria, and at the end they're like, it's like $21, and you're like, that's fucking really good. Holy shit! Like, and again, you go to Portland, they're adding fees now too, so it's like you have to pay
service fees, yeah,
and then it's like your meal's like $38 for 2 people at lunch, and you're like, I didn't even like this is dumb. So people are like, fuck it. This is why people move to cool places. But then you move here and then you fucking go, well, why isn't this place more like Portland? We were a lot nicer to our homeless. And you're like, stop making it like the place you just left.
Yeah, stop making every place Portland. Nobody wants to live there.
You want half of America to be Portland and you want the other half of the planet to be the Caliphate. I don't want either of those.
And by the way, those two things are not compatible.
No, one day one of you is going to kill the other one. And my money's on the Muslims.
That's right.
Do you understand? The only thing propping you liberal, fucking tie-dye shirt wearing, blowing smoke in the cop face assholes with no drive in life, the only thing propping you up against the danger of Islam are all those fucking red hat wearing, racist, fucking steak eating, Jimmy Dean sausage eating, fat gut having, Jason Aldean listening to motherfuckers. Those people, if the Caliphate comes to America someday, those are the people whose trucks you're going to be hiding behind as they're going, who are we shooting at? I don't know. This is fun.
Farmer's Boy said in the chat, how are cops allowed to be that chubby? The answer is, it's Portland. Again, any question you have about this video, the answer is, it's Portland.
It sort of reminds me of the Occupy movement where people just set up
everybody just kind of smelled bad and took up space in the street.
And they didn't know what they were there for.
No, you know what? You're right. Everything about Portland reminds me of a constant ongoing Occupy protest.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Remember how quickly sick of their shit New York got? That took no time.
Do they have rape tents there like Occupy?
Even progressives in New York were like, okay, enough.
I like this park, this right lunch.
I'd pay a lot of money to live here.
Makeshift tents. How many people are there and what do they want?
Okay, look. Lady, we feel you.
Yeah.
America is with you.
Look,
what do
you see her
want?
face? That face right there is all of us. Like
and you can tell, looking at this lady. I think it's a safe bet that this lady's not exactly Miss Trump cheerleader.
No.
But it's these people like her in the middle that are getting to this point where they're like, I get it, but what do you want?
What do you want?
What will make you stop ruining my meal?
Frozen Asian goes, she got more attractive now.
She really did with the moment.
What do they want?
She did a very good job of disguising it.
Yeah.
But it was all in the words.
You could feel it. Yeah, you felt. What do they want?
Like, if I were dating her and she said that to me during a fight, I'd go, oh, boy, yeah, I got nothing.
I don't know what I want. I don't know.
You're right. I'm just being a child.
Being a dick. I'm really sorry.
Well,
you know what, honey? Let's go out to dinner. Just not in Portland.
Let's not go there.
Well, there is at least 100. I've heard protesters say as many as 250 people were staying here. They said that they won't leave until that happens. Now, they were obviously...
or until the tear gas starts to fly.
Then you were going to start leaving very quickly.
We'll start dispersing.
We're going to have in getting this ICE facility to shut down. In fact, they even had the support of...
You know, Mike, as I get older, I start realizing the comedian in The Watchmen was the good guy. Remember when he's just shooting people with the actual cans of tear gas?
Oh yeah, I was thinking Ozymandias was really
Well, no,
the
also,
ultimate
but
good guy.
also the comedian.
But yeah, the comedian is. Look, my favorite part of The Watchmen, well, it's every comedian part. He's the greatest part of that movie. But when he says, "We're the only thing to protect society," and he goes, "From what?" And he's like, "You kidding me? From themselves." And then he shoots a man in the chest with a non-lethal round
Awesome.
of a shotgun.
It was fucking amazing.
But you understand, you do need to be saved from yourselves.
Yeah.
Some of you do need a non-lethal round to the chest.
Of many elected Portland officials, Mayor Ted Wheeler.
Look at this guy bowing up on the cop. Look at this motherfucker. Look at this.
Of many elected Portland officials, Mayor.
This, first of all, what are you doing fucking getting in these cops' faces? Shouldn't you be out advising Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Or being the lead singer of Tool.
Ted Wheeler said that he would not be helping the federal government in clearing out this area. A number of city commissioners have made their way through this encampment as well.
You know what I don't like? I don't like fake toughness. I don't like this. These kids are doing the same thing we used to do in high school. Legally, you can't touch us. Like, you're not tough because they're showing restraint. Like, that doesn't make you tough that you're going, "Come on, pussy!" Like, they can't legally hit you in the face. So you're not tough for that. They're not hitting you because you're so fucking scary, man.
Did you hear what they just said? And we missed it because we were making fun of them. Local officials will not help the federal government in this. Listen to this.
This facility to shut down. In fact, they even had the support of many elected Portland officials. Mayor Ted Wheeler said that he would not be helping the federal government in clearing out this area. A number of city commissioners.
What? You heard that? The mayor of the city will not help the federal government. They will not help the federal government. Because these are Department of Homeland Security police, by the way, that are there. These aren't local government.
Listen,
they will not help out the Department of Homeland Security to clear out an area where people are blocking an entrance.
If it were anything but a situation like this, it's their duty to do so. Look, whenever a state or a municipality tells the federal government to go fuck itself, I'm usually rooting for the municipality. I love that shit. I hate the federal government. That being said, it's amazing what they pick and choose to fight the federal government over.
Yep.
They don't care about again, I've talked about the DEA and the ATF and civil forfeiture. There's a lot of weird things that the government does that we should be blocking entrances and harassing the feds over. These people are begging for the right to destroy themselves. And at the end of the day, look, I'm all for a municipality going, go fuck yourself. Clean up your own mess. But that's not what this is. A public safety concern. You have an obligation to your citizens to keep that area safe.
Do you understand if Mike and I were blocking the door to any building in Washington, D.C., you know how quickly we would be arrested by the D.C. police? In a fucking heartbeat.
Well, yeah, but that's because the D.C. police are just an arm of the federal government. I mean,
That's a good point.
they're just bullies for the federal. But imagine even any other city. Like if we went to New York
and blocked the entrance to the UN,
NYPD would be there in 2 minutes.
In a heartbeat.
Listen,
Move.
And you know what? I'll give credit. I grew up in New York. NYPD are notoriously. They're actually very friendly. They're one of the most polite police. They're not L.A. L.A. They're fucking evil.
I would agree with you.
New York, you will get one where they come over and go, "All right, look, pal, I know you got a beef with the UN and everything, but this is going to end very badly for you. Fucking with the UN's going to very, you know." And
between you and me, I don't like the UN either, but you can't do this.
Look, I get it. You know, we give them a lot of money, but just, you know what I mean? Get your permits and shit.
Go to the sidewalk across
You
the
see
street.
the black Israelites over here? They get a permit. They stand up
that's all
out
you
here
gotta do.
shouting about the Jews all day. Just go get your permits. And then if you go, Michael Milken, international Jew, then they just, all right, buddy.
Fuck, here we go.
You're going to jail. They don't. This is pandering. You are pandering to fucking communists.
Have made their way.
And you know what I think? I think the federal government should refuse to help out Portland when it descends into liberal created chaos.
When?
Well, it's still not. They're still not there because we help them.
You know what else is sad? Outside of Portland, there's other parts of Oregon that are really nice. Seriously, because people think all of Oregon isn't this liberal shithole, by the way.
Oregon is dope.
Oregon is beautiful outside of Portland. But it's this Portland's that city when everybody thinks of Oregon, they think of Portland. They don't understand that there's places that you can live out in a fucking cabin out there, beautiful, for like no money.
Yeah, and I mean super gun friendly, super weed friendly, like cheap permits for stuff, and that's it. You just live out in the country. I know people who live out like in the mountains out there in Oregon, and they fucking love it. Mm-hmm. I couldn't do all that rain though. That's my only bitch about like rural Oregon. It would just be a lot of rain. Because it's not like Florida rain. It rains every goddamn day. We get a thunderstorm, but it's over in an hour. There, it's the other way around. You get an hour of sunlight a day.
Well, I hope they all die of dysentery. Man,
really?
it's well,
we can say it. It's the Jews.
Oh, not even that.
But I don't know.
This is one of those times. This one of those times is not even that.
It's actually one of those times. It's really not.
Did you see this beating in Washington Park?
Which one?
This is in Milwaukee.
A brutal beating and carjacking. Milwaukee County authorities made 4 arrests in connection to one dangerous situation.
Is Dionne Warwick ever going to die?
No, she looks like what's his face from Curb Your Enthusiasm? The black, fuck, God, in a wig.
But she's coming off like a Maya Rudolph character.
Has more on who police say is behind it.
Beverly, they say it's 2 juveniles.
We got to do it, right?
Yeah, of course we got to do it.
I hate these fucking video things. Where are we at, Milwaukee?
Yeah, Milwaukee.
She can do a little better, but she's not LA.
No,
she's
not
all right.
LA. She's good in Milwaukee, I think.
She could get up to like
what part of Milwaukee is she in? If she's in a major Milwaukee city, that's not bad.
She could go as high as I would say almost like a New Jersey city, maybe a Cleveland.
Chicago? Chicago's pushing it, right?
Chicago's pushing it with her.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
you know, again, she's in a third-rate city. She's easily a second-rate city girl. She ain't a top 10 market, though.
17 and an 18-year-old man. They say these men are responsible for beating a man and then stealing his car. And we do have to warn you, this video is tough to watch. A father waiting for his son at soccer practice would become victim to a brutal attack.
Yes.
Sorry, just Ghost House in the chat. She's at Detroit 8. That's a very accurate
I like
description.
That. I like that, yeah.
She's still, like, don't get me wrong. If I was dating that girl, I'd be bragging everybody.
Yeah.
But, again, New York City, if you ever see, like, Fox News, like, it's like Tommy Loren.
Yeah.
Attack caught on video. You can see 4 suspects standing near the white vehicle in Washington Park.
You know they're suspects because,
the door.
What? Because of what, Mike?
Well, because it's a news footage. They're obviously going to do something.
I thought it's because they were black.
One suddenly opens the door as the other opens the passenger door. The driver.
He's waiting for. But it's important to say he's waiting for his son at soccer practice. That's all this guy's doing. He's not doing anything.
Driver eventually jumps out. Papers fly in the air.
Punch
when the
him.
one person on the passenger side leaps through and knocks
Punches
the
him.
driver out. He falls before another suspect jumps on his head. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says they almost ran over the 43-year-old man before driving off. The man laid unconscious on the ground. 4 men are now in custody in connection to this, including 17-year-old Brandon Randall. The attack happened May 17th, but it wasn't until May 24th that Milwaukee police caught Randall after a high-speed chase that started at 29th an hour. In a criminal complaint, police said Randall drove at speeds in excess of 60 miles.
Hey, that's a black guy in a hoodie. Didn't Obama say that could be his son?
Yeah, he didn't mean these ones, though.
Oh, he meant the. Okay, I got it.
Just the ones the cops shoot.
Okay. No, I didn't know. I didn't know how it worked. Sorry.
Miles per hour for 3 miles before he ran. Police eventually caught up with him near 24th and Chambers. The sheriff's detectives used evidence from that scene, coupled with video of the suspects and evidence from the vehicle, to arrest 3 more individuals aged 15, 16, and 18. Milwaukee County Sheriff Richard Schmidt said criminals run, but they can't hide. Beating an innocent citizen
go to the
and
fucking
running away.
Grady Judd School of Sheriffing?
Oh, I hate Grady Judd.
You run, but you can't hide. Pew, pew, pew. You know, I saw, by the way, I know it's just an aside, but I was walking back the other day from the store, and I looked at the liquor store, and the liquor store has a sign that says, like, you steal, you gonna get a free ride, with the cop, you know, and his stupid name.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't like that our government wastes money.
Yeah.
Under the guise of like, oh, we're doing this as theft prevention. It helps the local area. And no, it's free advertising for the sheriff with his name on it. So when he runs for re-election, it's a slick way of getting you to pay for their campaign stuff, and it really annoys me. Because I never nobody has ever went to go shoplift and looked at a sign and went, oh, shit, yo.
I would get arrested if I did this.
It is illegal, right?
Dude.
That's why they want you to pay with it.
We shouldn't rob this place. Did you see the sign?
Let's get out of here.
You want to go? Let's go change. Let's turn our lives around. What do you think we turn our lives
Wait,
around?
It says it'll give us a free ride. Yeah, I'd rather take an Uber.
Let's go to college. Now, hold on. Not to be outdone. That was bad. This one's worse. New York City.
New York City?
Thank you.
We do want to begin with that disturbing video. A man is in the hospital this afternoon after he was punched
I'm sure
and
many
knocked
of them are. What's your point, lady?
We'll see.
Get on with it.
out on a street in the Bronx.
But the disturbing nature of the story doesn't...
So they fucking knock him out with one punch, but it gets bad. That's not the worst part.
...stop there. Video shows witnesses stop, but instead of helping the man, they help themselves to his belongings. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Sola spoke with the victim's family. He joins us live now from University Heights. Marcus.
And Dave and Liz, because the victim's belongings, his identification was stolen, it took police a full day to track them down and inform them of what had happened. That victim
has a fractured skull.
In critical condition after slamming the back of his head on that pavement. The punch comes out of nowhere and knocks the victim out cold. Then comes the indignity. Instead of calling for help, a woman goes through the man's pockets, joined by another person, stealing his phone and debit card. A few seconds later, the man who threw the punch comes back to document the occasion, taking pictures on his cell phone. The victim, of course, has a name, Fernando Lovano, and he has a family.
It's very horrible the way they did it because they seem...
No. Let her finish.
I don't like this new season of Orange is the New Black.
The budget's way lower.
Look, again, I feel bad for this man because that's fucking bullshit, but this is the... Come on, man. Oh,
it's very horrible the way they did it because they seem... You could see how short my brother is and how big the other guy is. And the way he hit him, it was really horrible.
The sucker punch attack took place early Monday morning on Aqueduct Avenue in Buchanan Place, leaving the 37-year-old father of three in critical condition.
Look, in critical condition with a fractured skull.
Oh, my
God. And they didn't help him. They left him on the floor and took things from his pocket. Now, for those listening via podcast, it's Brooklyn, but it wasn't gentrified Brooklyn, just so you know what part of it was.
I mean, it's almost all gentrified Brooklyn now, but there's
pockets.
There's still a little, there's still a couple towards Queens. It still gets dicey.
Condition with a fractured skull, a drain inserted to help control the swelling. In the meantime,
that's brain damage, man.
That's fucking Nick Hogan type shit.
Yeah.
Remember when Nick Hogan got in the car
That's
wreck with that
brain
kid?
damage.
And the kid got all fucked up and died?
If this guy dies,
it's a murder charge.
It's murder. That's murder. That's a murder charge.
And I don't know
And
how-
all these motherfuckers should be an accessory.
Well, anybody who went to his pockets and didn't try to get him medical assistance, I would think would be complicit in his murder.
Yeah, they would have to be.
Yeah, there's no way out of that.
Police are looking
Because
for
if you commit a felony that doesn't result in the death of somebody, right? But somehow somebody ends up dead in the commission of that felony, you still get charged with murder. So it's not a stretch.
Control the swelling. In the meantime, police are looking for the people in the video. Chief among them, the suspect who threw the punch and was so self-satisfied he's seen in another video slapping hands and smiling while walking away.
Diversity is our strength.
It's horrible. They robbed them. That's not cool, man. That's just not something good that's supposed to happen.
Thank you for that insightful, eloquent reflection on your brother. That was a really great fucking... Is he going to do the top eulogy, you think, at the funeral?
It's not...
Hey, guys, that's not
supposed to happen.
That's not supposed to. You're not supposed to fraction a guy's skull and rob him.
Hey, shame on you.
Yeah, that's not cool, guys.
That's not. Yeah, I don't
Dial
like
that back.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Be a star, like John Cena says.
Be a star.
Yeah.
Reverse your vasectomy so Nikki Bell will marry you.
Take you back.
Yeah. He's reversing his vasectomy.
By the way, I bet you fucking paid the guy. I bet you paid that doctor. You went in a room and fucking read a magazine for 2 hours and then came back out and was like, just play along.
Just tell him it was done. Just tell him that it was done.
And he's going to go, I don't know, this fucking doctor, man.
And then he goes to the doctor. You got a kid? You want an autograph? You want a front row? at the next WrestleMania.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Shut your fucking mouth and tell her that, no, totally reversed. We have a guest coming up, second hour.
We do. We're going to be joined in the second hour by Jason Kessler, live from Virginia, as we discuss. We'll probably have a little bit of a debate here about the upcoming UTR2. It'll be fun. Join us, second hour. Revenge of the Sis.
RevengeOfTheSis.com/donate. That's how you help us. If you want to become a patron, that helps us out tremendously. You give in Super Chat if you want, but we prefer streamlabs.com/RevengeOfTheSis because YouTube doesn't take a cut. Anything you give goes back to the show. We want to plan some trips. We need another road trip in our system. We want to find other places to go to. Definitely not Unite the Right, though. We will be back in about 5 minutes.
The most exciting 2 hours of television is back with an all-new Revenge of the Sis. As Royce and Mersch continue to track an international deep state pedophile ring, their journey to the nation's capital is put on hold as Orlando's best police cops receive a cryptic message from an old colleague.
It's a message from my old partner. He needs to see us in Los Angeles right now. Says it's related to our case.
Do you trust him?
As much as I trust you, partner.
What's to know then? A detour from their original investigation finds these no-nonsense detectives in the middle of Hollywood.
Thanks for meeting me. We can't talk long. They're probably following me.
Who's following you?
The Podesta brothers. They've got eyes everywhere, Lopez.
Now trapped between deep state globalists and the Hollywood elite, Lopez and Mersch are on the case. They're no longer avenging Orlando. They're saving America. And this week, they're taking on Pedowood.
I've been working this case. This Dan Schneider guy, producer at Nickelodeon, he's into kids. Or feet. Or kids' feet.
Yeah, the iCarly guy.
How do you know all this?
Thanks for meeting me.
No problem, Miss Bynes.
This is Amanda Bynes? Jesus, she looks terrible.
Dude, she can hear you.
Watch this week as the web grows bigger, the case becomes more complex, and more older model cars get wrecked and plenty of nameless extras get shot. This week on an all-new Revenge of the Sis, followed by Nazi Lawyer. USA, hotels don't have Netflix.
For this performance in Delaware.
To make your shopping day a little easier.
Mervyn's Dollar Day sale is going on right now, and that means great buys on clothes for kids. All this week, you can save on boys' clothes by Campus Le Tigre. Short-sleeve Le Tigre knits are the shirts all the boys will be wearing back to school.
Do you like pranks, guns, and jokes about retarded people? Well, so do we, but odds are your liberal snowflake friend doesn't. How would you like an easy, cost-effective way of screwing with that friend anonymously without losing your Twitter account? Guns for Tards is the perfect way to trigger SJW anonymously through the mail. For a low fee, your target will receive a beautifully designed professional mailer from our fictional Guns for Tards charity, containing a thank you letter for their donation. They'll be led to believe that money was donated in their name to a charity that advocates Second Amendment rights for the mentally handicapped people in their area. For a few extra bucks, they will receive pictures and a detailed profile of a retarded person who they helped harm. It's all fun and games, well, except for that idiot who gets this in their mailbox and freaks out. Messing with someone through the mail is effective. Most people do it trolling over the internet, but regular mail is way more invasive. Whether it's a boss, an ex, or a liberal professor you don't like, this is the perfect way to screw with someone anonymously for the cost of a cup of coffee. Well, a cup of coffee in Manhattan, in a fancy coffee shop. Check out www.gunsfortards.com and select a package today. Use promo code MERSH for 10% off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him better than he was before.
Better, stronger, faster. A new night, a new time. The Sully Show returns to More Like Radio, Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern before Dutch and Royce. Tuesday nights will never be the same.
I am the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. I am the thatched roof cottage in Wales. I am the best of Great Britain. I am British Caledonian Airways.
What's your return policy there?
30 days, no charge.
Ooh,
All
30
right.
days. Sounds fair. My goodness, Dennis, this feels good. Feels good in my hands. Oh, good, my kids are
I
safe.
saved everyone!
Yeah, my yard's protected.
So, of course it feels good, but that only proves our point even more. We'll take 2 of these,
Yeah.
Gunther.
Great. I'll need your licenses for the background check.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can drive, you can kill.
Oh, Christ, look at this.
That was fast.
You've been denied.
That's ludicrous. Why?
It says here you have an extensive history of felonious behavior.
There have been incidents, sure, yeah, a few minor indiscretions, but, I'm simply a person of interest in most of those cases, all right? And being wanted for questioning are very, very, very different things, Gunther.
And you've been institutionalized.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, one time, for a short period of time, that was against my will. That doesn't even really count.
It's the only time it counts, Dee.
Okay, look, it was like a teeny thing that happened with a college roommate. It was really no big deal.
It says here you burned her.
I burned her, yeah, I burned her. But she was so annoying. I mean, she deserved it, okay? She was wearing my stuff, and she was copying me, and...
You were copying her.
I was copying her, she was copying me. It doesn't matter.
Look, I'm sorry, but I can't sell you the guns.
Oh, well, look at you. Oh, Gunther, the morality king. Hi, I'm Gunther. I've never lit anybody on fire before. You light one bitch on fire and everybody freaks out. Oh, you son of a bitch. It was one time and one thing.
Relax,
Revenge of the Sis. Second hour. Thanks for joining us, guys. We have a guest coming up, Mike. If you want to set that up, we'll get him on.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, second appearance on the program, joining us live from, I believe, Virginia. He was the organizer of the first Unite the Right rally and a organizer of the second Unite the Right rally. Joining us now, Jason Kessler on the line, I believe. Where are we getting him? We're working on it. We're getting him.
There we go.
And I hear him. We're working on it.
There we go.
We got this. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, I already did the whole big spiel, the whole shebang, and then it was like poorly timed. And then I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Kessler. And then I had to say the name a couple times. Welcome aboard, Jason. What's up, man?
Can you hear us, bud? I see you. But I don't hear you.
He's not hearing us.
Hold on. I think it's not us.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see
you.
Can you hear us?
You don't hear us?
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
We
boy.
muted?
No, I don't think so.
No, I mean, does he have us muted?
Let's see here. No, we're not. We're good. Our settings are good.
Does
We're good.
he have us muted, though?
Well, we'll see him. So we can see him. There he is.
We're here.
We're here.
Oh, yeah, he can't see us anyway.
Yeah.
But he can hear us.
Yeah, can
Hopefully
you
hear us.
Huh?
Yeah,
Huh? Go to your tools.
You can get it.
Settings. Tools, settings.
Check the outgoing outputs.
Tools and then settings. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, sorry, I had a bad microphone in there.
It's
Are
all
you guys
good.
doing video? I don't see you.
Yeah, you can't. We could see you though. You can't see us because we're streaming. But yeah, we see you.
Got it.
Yeah,
You're on
because
camera.
it eats up a lot of CPU
It
to
does.
do both. But hey, welcome aboard, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good to be with you.
So you are, you were obviously, our fans already know who you are because we're running very similar circles. But I guess, I mean, I have a couple things I want to get into with you because obviously good timing with having you on since I guess the first thing we can get into is James Alex Field.
Yeah.
Obviously got charged with a litany of, I believe to be kind of overstacked charges. What are your feelings about that?
Well, I've been so busy, I haven't had time to really think deeply about it. I mean, it seems to me like they're just piling on to cover up what the deficiencies of the government's response was, particular with Charlottesville. I think that they're responding to public pressure, right? You know, like a Muslim guy can kill as many people as he wants to, and then it's forgotten about in a month, you know, because conservatives don't put that kind of pressure. They don't have the moral outrage about the ideology of the Muslim, let's say. But these leftists, you know, they are morally outraged by what they see as Nazis. So it's more than about the death of this particular individual. It's about their hatred for the ideology they think he represents.
So yeah, no, you know, and I agree, and I think that they're also leaving out the fact that he may have been chased down.
Yeah, I mean, are they even pursuing the Dwayne Dixon angle? Because it's, I mean, I've seen those posts. We talked about that stuff on the show. We've told people, like, you don't get the entire story about what happened there, but nobody seems to have an interest in getting to the truth.
Yeah, I mean, what's happened in Charlottesville is incredible. I've never seen a cover-up of the truth. I mean, to be there and to see it, and then see the difference in the way the media covered it, and then really the apathy of a lot of the people who actually supported the rally and were at the rally to uncover the truth. It's just like they're like, meh, let's move on. But to me, this is a great crime. This is like the Gulf of Tonkin incident, which was a faked attack on a U.S. submarine that, you know, was used to justify us going in to the Vietnam War, or like the incubator babies myth that was used to sell us on the first Iraq War, the WMDs to go into the second one. I mean, this is to justify the so-called moral war on white supremacy.
Yeah, you know, and I do think that there is some sort of push right now for there to be. I don't want to say race war.
Say white genocide.
No,
say it. Come on, Roy. Say it.
Well, I'm Cuban.
I want you to say it.
I'm Cuban.
I'm going to get him to say it.
I'm
one
Cuban,
day.
so I could say whatever I want.
I'm going to get him to say it.
I'm
one
bulletproof. But I do think that there is a. I'm not going to say it.
I've recently come out and actually used the phrase white genocide, so I think I've finally just made a leap into a certain area. Royce isn't quite right. He's still going, I'm trying to find a different way to say this.
I think there might be some sort of class warfare. There you go. How about class warfare?
Is it really class warfare though?
Oh yeah.
Is everybody picking on the Jews there, or is it just
shut up?
Or is it just?
No, I'm not going to say
it.
it.
No, Jason's with me on this, right? Isn't it a little bit more like nobody's going, look at that rich CEO. It's always like, oh, look at that fucking Appalachian neo-Nazi white trash in the MAGA hat. Look at those people.
Well, there's some funny stuff that if somebody is studying white genocide in a university, which they would never do, they try and dismiss it out of hand. But you would have to explain certain things, right? You'd have to explain why is it that these university professors are specifically saying there is a problem with whiteness, but there's not a problem with any of these other groups, right? And they are openly cheering what they call browning of America and so on and so forth. Why is it that European historical figures are being blamed for things that happened in the past, like wars or slavery, but no other groups are being blamed for that? You know, no one is trying to say tear down the Aztecan and Mayan pyramids because they had slave labor build those pyramids, or tear down the Great Wall of China because people died building it and were buried inside the wall itself. It's unthinkable that you would do it to anybody but European people. And all these weird Google searches, I mean, some of them are so disgusting I don't even want to say, but I mean, Google, like European history art, for instance. Why is it that they show like all these black people that are dressed like European people? It's almost like they're trying to condition folks, oh, you never existed. And Hollywood is doing the same thing, taking cultural icons like superheroes and so forth that used to be white males and turning them into other ethnicities, turning them into Muslims or whatever. And it's like a psychological programming for this this ethnic cleansing of white people.
I mean, and I have to agree to a certain extent. Now, I don't. When I first started hearing about like white genocide and all this, I was kind of like, all right, relax, dude. But it does seem like the efforts have been ramped up to a certain degree now, to where it doesn't take. You don't have to be an extremist to just watch stuff and look at things and Google, like he said, Google search certain terms and go, but that's not what I was looking for. You know what I mean? Like there's certain times now I look for stuff like, and maybe it's just because I'm older and I have the luxury of recalling events. Like when it comes to like 9/11, for instance, it's a great example of an event I can recall facts from, like, because I obsessed over it. I still obsess over it once in a while. I'm a Spurg. But I experienced it, lived it, and learned it a certain way. And then now it's like you read an article about it and you're like, but you feel like a Westworld robot. You're like, you're reading something and you go, no, hang on. My brain's telling me that that's not how it happened. I was there. And it's like he said, now if you Google like, Danish people, it's like a picture of like Idris Elba wearing like traditional Danish garb.
Good point.
And you're like, what the fuck is this? That's not a Danish person. That's not even a dessert called a Danish.
There's some weird stuff out there that I've seen on 4chan. Google pregnant white woman. Why is it that you Google pregnant white woman, the first 10 pictures are a black man rubbing a pregnant white woman's belly? That is.
It's true.
That's more than subliminal.
Yeah.
That is above subliminal.
Well, yeah, and if you search for couples, it's the same thing.
Oh, shit. What the fuck?
I think Kessler's going to get me to help Royce say it today. He's going to say it.
I just Googled pregnant white women and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
I feel like Harvey
eight black guys holding a white woman's stomach, and maybe then...
I feel like...
I'm telling you, man, they're trying to reprogram people, and you think, who would Google that, It would be like little girls who are like, what is it like to be pregnant or something? I don't know why they would specifically say white woman in there, but like, this is the kind of stuff that's at the fingertips of little kids.
What the fuck?
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I feel like Harvey Keitel.
Wait a second.
I feel like Harvey Keitel in Reservoir Dogs, where I'm like, there's a white genocide. Say the goddamn fucking words.
Okay, look, here's what I did. I deleted pregnant white woman, and I just put white wife. The first 5 are, again, black guys with white women. Wait, what is going on?
Why do you think I've slowly gone crazy? Why do you think I'm withdrawn now? This is my life. I started down just, hey, some things aren't fair. And you start looking into things, and the next thing you know, you're on 4chan, and then the next thing you know, you can't have a normal conversation in a grocery store. Because every time somebody's like, I'm not sure if Greek yogurt's the best or regular yogurt, and you
immediately
want to launch into Zionism, you're like, I got to get out of this grocery store. I gotta go sit by the pool for a little bit.
I've never looked at this before.
You're fucking snapping them out of it. I like this.
Holy shit.
Now, all right, I have to bring this up. Now, we are on the cusp of planning a second Unite the Right rally. Is that still on schedule and everything? Because I have to say there is a consensus brewing that with all the wins that we're getting handed lately, that maybe a rally might not be the best expression of our feelings.
What do you mean lately? Like within the last week, or?
Yeah, I mean in the last, I'd say like couple of weeks or so, people have been sort of, I would guess, maybe saying that. I mean, not just us getting handed wins, but I mean, it does seem like there is the normies are starting to maybe view the left as a bit more regressive, and I mean,
I wouldn't take that approach. I mean, that's the approach that the conservatives have been taking for decades, and that's caused them to lose a lot of ground. I mean, you look at the things that we've lost recently. I mean, we elected President Trump to build a border wall, and he's been completely stonewalled on that, and we can't forget that aspect. And not only that, but the left is pushing these little crying kids to tear down the most fundamental tenets of traditional America, right? They're trying to make open borders, like let these people just invade from Mexico, okay? And because you see a crying kid, you got to do it. Oh, and here's some more crying kids that don't like guns. You got to give up your guns. And here's another crying kid in Syria, so we got to go invade that country. But, you know, we get a few lucky breaks, like a Supreme Court justice, and people are going to ignore all this this racial and gender stuff that's going on. We have got to push back against that hard right now. The left is vicious, and of course they're pushing a little bit too hard. But at the end of the day, I think the issues that the alt-right brought up need to make it so that white people have the same rights as other people in this country. We've got to have a white civil rights movement. White people have got to be allowed to have their own political lobbies and organize and advocate for their interests, especially as they're becoming a minority in this country. And there's nothing that the Supreme Court is going to do that's going to resolve that issue. There's nothing that normie MAGA conservatives being temporarily outraged by the left is going to do to fix that situation. You have a situation where the left is highly organized in these nonprofits. You have all these ethnic interest groups, the NAACP, the ADL, CARE, APAC, et cetera, and the point of me doing Unite the Right To is that I'm trying to say that we will not back down on that aspect. We're not going to back down on this exposing the cover-up about what happened last year. And I think one of the most fundamental issues is if somebody doesn't do this rally on that date, then it tells the left, it tells Antifa that your violent tactics work. And once you start reinforcing that, we're going to have to live with that for a very, very long time.
I hear what you're saying, and you make some good points, but the other side of that is that look what we just talked about. What happened before? All it takes is whether it's on purpose or whether it's someone instigating it or whether it's even someone pretending to be subverting it. The problem is that aren't you afraid that it's going if you have another violent incident, you have something else that happens, everything that you're saying. Sure, it is possible if you have the perfect event and nothing happens. But right now, with the violent attacks and Antifa and Black Lives Matter and everybody initiating stuff, and we just saw it now in Portland blowing smoke in Department of Homeland Security people's faces and stuff like that. Aren't you afraid that all that could be undone with somebody else doing something stupid, somebody else getting hurt, or God forbid, somebody else getting killed?
If somebody on our side does that, of course. That's why I'm working very hard to make sure that doesn't happen.
But how do you do that? How can you do that?
What I think he's getting at, it's more of a risk-reward scenario. What are we going to get out of this rally if it's a complete success versus if something goes wrong? And trust me, if something goes wrong, it ain't going to fucking matter who it was that did it. Literally, it's not going to matter if it's one of your guys or not. It's going to be when CNN reports it, just like last time. With everybody still trying to dig themselves out of the hole from Unite the Right One, with us, we are making extremely fast, I would say, progress as far as trying to right the ship of this country. Isn't the risk to reward factor a little bit out of whack? Because the slightest thing goes wrong there, literally everybody's a Nazi again.
No, I don't think so. I mean, first of all, you have a lot of people that are online who all they do is talk shit. I'm not one of those people. I'm somebody who is working hard. I've been working on this rally and working on this legal stuff that's backing it up for 10 months since the last rally. And in order for me to be able to continue to do my job effectively, which is push for white civil rights, for white people to be able to advocate for their interests, I have to do this. If I don't do it, then Antifa wins. That means that there's no more ability for anybody on the right to do public demonstrations because they're all going to be attacked. If I'm able to do this thing, and in the eyes of the left, I'm a neo-Nazi, whatever. So if I'm able to do this, then it's going to be okay for everybody else. But there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes that that people don't know about. Last time, I didn't handle any of the on the ground stuff, and I don't think that it was done in the most coordinated way. I think that people all need to stick together. You can't have people coming from different directions at different times, and you can't have people going to an event not knowing if there are armed communists outside of the venue. And there was nobody warning people last time. I mean, I was the event organizer, and I didn't know, because there are subversives within the movement. There are people who will try and get into the organization of things, and they'll muck things up, or they'll let their ego get in the way. So that's how it came to be that I, as the event organizer, didn't know that there were armed communists outside the event. But this time, you know, we're involved in the litigation with the city of Charlottesville again for the permit. But if that doesn't go through, or if there's any issue with the police standing down again, we've got an alternate location in Washington, D.C., in front of the White House in Lafayette Park. And I'm very confident in the ability of the D.C. law enforcement to be able to handle it. I've had meetings with coordinated law enforcement contingent, including the DC police, the Metro Transit authorities, the Secret Service, and the National Park Service. And they've assured me they handle this stuff all the time. They've dealt with Antifa on numerous occasions. They know how to keep the people separate. Anyway, at the end of the day, I know that I can do this, and I know I can keep it peaceful and safe on our end. So everybody will talk and criticize and whatever because they don't know. And part of the reason they don't know is just, you know,
well, and
like
I don't,
the cover.
Not to cut you off, sorry, because I don't think it's a bunch of haters just shitting on you either. Because I know there is a difference between people that are just shit talking online and people that I know that are very involved, hands on in right wing in very far right wing circles. I think that there are people that are concerned, and I do think that some people's concerns are a bit valid. I don't think that it's all coming from a bad place. I just think that maybe some of us might be a little worried about, again, as you brought up, the first Unite the Right, we've said many times on this show what happened to Cantwell, despite him being kind of a goober, in our opinion, was completely overstepping of the government's power, and it was horrendous. And we talked about it frequently on this show. What happened to James Alex Fields right now, it's completely out of control. And what happened to the DeAndre Harris guys, the two gentlemen that got in a fight with them, another gross overstep of the government. So it's not like we're even like not on certain people's sides about certain issues. What I'm saying is you have right now, as you've said, the hindsight, but you're able to kind of say, look, we had no idea that we were going to be ambushed at this rally. We had no idea these certain things were going to happen. We're not going to have the luxury next time around of saying that we didn't see any of this coming. So I just think that if somebody so much as litters at this event, they're going to be watching you guys like a hawk.
It's not that extreme, but look, the mentality of last year is just not going to work. You had people that were amped up and ready for the Antifa to attack them so that they could fight. And the truth is some of those people went over the line. And so we might be able to criticize rightly the Charlottesville government for prosecuting one side and not the other, for prosecuting conservatives more than Antifa, for prosecuting whites more than blacks. But at the end of the day, we can't keep doing these events where we're going in with shields and sticks, and we don't need people walking around with AR-15s or any of that stuff. We've got to be completely peaceful. We've got to use nonviolent resistance. And that's one of the primary things that I'm advocating, is because when you come in with this super macho, like Neanderthal approach, you are setting yourself up to go into a trap, as people say.
Like Kyle Chapman?
Okay, so what it is that the police want, they don't like the message of pro-white people. So they want you to be violent, because as soon as you're violent, they can declare an unlawful assembly and just let the Antifa attack you. The smart thing to do, and it's counterintuitive, but it's it's what's necessary is we need people that are not going to react. And that means that if somebody throws a bottle at you, you don't throw the bottle back. It doesn't mean that you can't defend yourself if you're really in a threatened situation, but you're not walking over to that person hoping that he hits you so that you can fight him back. You need to demand from law enforcement and from the organizers of any events that they have it set up so that there is separation between you and the counter demonstrators. You should never have to walk into a situation that is unsafe in the first place. But once you get into that situation, do not interact. Don't even go up to the person and be screaming at them and look unreasonable so they can play a loop of you on CNN. Certainly, if you are standing around and you see a guy with a swastika flag, don't just stand around like a dumbass. Tell him, get the fuck out of here. Take that down. Because everybody that's in that picture with the dumbass with the swastika flag, they're losing their jobs and their family are going to be harassed.
Yeah, but you can't just go around telling FBI agents what to do.
But I hear what you're saying, and that's a lot of good wishing. But again, do you have people that are not allowed to show up? I mean, I can't imagine you're going to do that. You could say you don't want.
There are certain people that are not allowed to show up this time
Like
because
who?
of the legal issues.
Like who, for example?
Part of the thing you're saying, like there's a consensus of people pushing back. Yeah, I'm getting pushed back. I'm being called a cuck because I'm having to be a leader and I'm having to be an adult about things. Whereas last time we were in chat rooms and we had people saying all kinds of stupid shit, like making dumb jokes about violence, and we get sued for that. We get sued for $3 million. So this time I have this dumbass on Facebook who it has nothing to do with the organization of the event, and he's putting up a poll saying, should Adam Waffen do security for Unite the Right? And within that thread, and for people who don't know, Adam Waffen is pretty much what the SPLC says that everybody in the right wing is. They are literally responsible for murders, and they are literally neo-Nazis.
They're siege fags.
Yeah. So they are like, when you say to somebody who is being sued, like I'm sued for these past events, that kind of thing, it gets me in legal trouble. And then besides that, in the comments, he had people that were saying incredibly stupid things, like borderline illegal things. So it was one person who said, yeah, the only reason we're going to go and do that event is if we can march in formation with guns. And then when we get there, we're going to point the guns at the protesters. But we're not going to have loaded ammunition. It's just to intimidate them. So when I see that, I'm sorry, I'm at the place where I got to disavow that. Because you're going to fuck up my legal cases, and it puts people in danger. It makes Antifa think that there's a possibility that this stuff is real, and so therefore they can come and attack us. So when I did that, I had all these edgelords saying, don't go to the event, it's a trap, Kessler's fucked up, blah, blah, blah. So that is part of what I'm dealing with right now, is these people who are malicious, who have no responsibility in real life, and they just want to tear people down.
And I'll also say this. Look, to give credit where credit's due, I do have to say that at least if this is to occur in D.C., I know that the police are not going to handle it like small-town retards like Charlottesville
Yeah,
did.
because we were there in D.C., and they seem to be, I will say this, they seem to be prepared for that stuff. When we were there, we went for the what rally? I forget what it was.
And the Moore rally.
And the Moore rally. And there was a good presence and a barrier.
Or any big city. I mean, look at Chicano Park. I mean, San Diego, they kept everybody. That should be a textbook how you handle it. Look, if you Antifa want to show up and scream shit at them, great. You guys go over on that side of the park. You white guys go over on this side of the park. You do your fucking thing. Please don't litter, and make sure you have your trash cans as the permits dictate. And have a nice day. Like, I'm hoping it goes that way. And again, I'm not going to shit on this event. I have many friends involved in this event involved in this event. So I trust me when I say I pray for the safety of everybody there. I like Jason Kessler. I will say, look, I've said on the show about all my people that I consider friends or colleagues or peers. Nobody's perfect. We've all made mistakes. But I will say that I've heard, any shit that's being talked, I can say that I know Jason Kessler to be the real deal. I've watched Jason Kessler be motherfucked by many, many people. Many slimy people are in and around this movement. I saw Baked Alaska rip off your fucking deal now, too. I saw Baked Alaska going on the internet. He calls himself a white civil rights advocate. I watched that video live, and
I knew because it's a good idea. The only reason people aren't picking it up is because the so-called alt-right has blacklisted me. But my ideas are solid.
I saw that, and I was because I do like a weird solo shitposting stream at night, and I'm watching a video of Baked, and he's like, "Yeah, bro, so I'm doing this whole thing now. I'm gonna be like a white civil rights advocate." And on my show, I'm screaming, "That's fucking Kessler's stance, like straight out of Kessler's mouth." So now he's stealing your bit.
Look, what I'm doing is tested and it's worked within America. So people are obviously gun shy and they're skeptical. They don't know who I am because I don't really have a platform where I can go out and speak to people. I'm constantly working, doing real shit, like working on numerous lawsuits, working with law enforcement to be able to figure out how to deal with this Antifa problem. And but I know that this works. If people think that they're like street fighting is the way that is going to work, it's not. People are going to get arrested that way. But if you look at what they did in the 1960s with the civil rights stuff, that's basically what white people got to do now. I was reading this Washington Post article that's on my Twitter account, and it's very interesting because it says, "Don't blame Black Lives Matter for provoking violence." Martin Luther King did it too. So, regardless of what you think of what Martin Luther King was standing for, if you read the tactics he was using very smart tactics. And he knew when he would go into a place like Birmingham, right? That was a government which was very opposed to him. And so when the authorities beat him up and his supporters up, it was going to look sympathetic to the nation. And at that time, the majority of the people hated that man. The media hated him. I mean, probably not as much as they hate me, but there's a correlation there. Now, the problem is the alt-right does not know how to make itself look sympathetic. They want to come into a situation where they're supposed to humanize themselves and go rah and like fight, and you can't do that. You gotta let the American public fall in love with you a little bit. You gotta let them sympathize with you. And I know we're behind the ball because of all that fighting that happened last time, but in a way, the fighting, as bad as it was and as tragic as it was in certain circumstances, is controversy. And so it's going to bring eyeballs to unite the right too. So even if 90% of people are like, fuck Kessler, fuck this event, I hate him, he's wrong, like I'm going to do it, it's going to work, and just watch. We will have a peaceful event and it's going to get the white civil rights meme out into the public's consciousness.
Not something else people wanted us to bring up. What do you think about the Andrew Dotson situation?
Well, that's really complicated. I mean, obviously he was struggling with something because, as tragic as what happened to him is, I don't think it's a normal reaction for somebody to kill themselves because they were doxxed. And that being said, Andrew Dotson was sort of like patient X for a lot of the things that the MAGA conservatives are facing right now, right? They're getting up in arms about people like Sarah Huckabee Sanders being kicked out of this Red Hen restaurant. And I hear a lot of normal conservatives who are tired of being called Nazis and fired from their employers. A lot of that is happening in Charlottesville. But Andrew Dotson faced something very extreme where people were going after his job and going after his family and harassing him. And he succumbed to his demons. If somebody's in that situation, maybe you've gone through a hard time because you were doxxed from a public event. I mean, please stick it out. Don't hurt yourself. Get help and struggle through it. I know that this is tough. I think some people weren't prepared for the gravity of this struggle. They see people putting up these memes of Vikings and Crusaders, and they long for this time of struggle in the past. But a lot of people are keyboard warriors. And that's not an indictment of them. That's our generation. But if you're in this movement and you really want to be part of a social movement that is going to transform society, you're going to have to suffer for that. And you're going to have to face persecution. It's just part of the nature of a social movement.
Yeah, and I will say that if it was reversed and it was the other way around, and somebody from the alt-right doxed somebody and some Antifa person killed themselves, I do believe that it would have been a much bigger news thing because
It would have been prosecuted.
Yep, absolutely. They would well, yeah, that's right. They would have been.
They would have had Kessler on trial.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably Kessler. Go scoop Kessler up.
Yeah.
We got his address on file. No, but I mean, like, it's obviously, though, if you push somebody who's in a mental state like that, this is why I hate this whole doxing thing anyway. But I will say this. The alt-right and the far right in general, we do have Jew-like qualities, one of which is we are very tribal and we look out for one another. So if you get doxed and they fuck you over, reach out to somebody. Reach out to one of us. I've gotten people fucking jobs before because they got fired and doxed, and I'm like, all right, well, hang on. I know a guy that owns a painting company that might be a little more sympathetic to your cause.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just reach out to each other as a resource. It doesn't have to all be shit posting and Pepe memes. You can actually, once in a while, reach out when somebody's going through shit and go, hey, like we did the same thing when, look, and again, we're not exactly fucking super hardcore white nationalist guys, but when Dan Cleve was getting harassed, we had Dan Cleve on our show. We're like, leave the fucking kid alone. We helped him with his YouTube channel and shit. Like, help each other out a little bit. It's I don't know. I think people are very closed off sometimes, and I think we're so used to calling each other Jews and feds and yelling at each other on the internet that we don't realize that we're also kind of friends with each other. Right. And you might actually reach out once in a while. The kid's life was fucked up. It wasn't over.
Yeah. Well, part of the thing that I'm trying to advocate for people is a completely different approach to strategy. I don't think our strategy right now is going to get us much further than we've gotten so far. It's very nice to have internet support, right? It's good to have people who will signal boost your message. It's good to have trolls who can attack the enemy and so forth. But when you're trying to move into the real world, you need something more than just trolls. I think that part of the problem with the original Unite the Right is you had people who spend a lot of time on the internet and perhaps weren't ready to present themselves to the real world in an acceptable way, and they spurred out. So we need to use the tools of the system. This is not time for siege. This isn't a time for violence. This isn't a time for trying to overthrow the government or anything that I've seen some the really extreme people say. What it is we got to learn how to use the legal process. When you talk about the Jews and how they became so powerful in this country, what is the main stereotypes about Jews, right? Like, they're great lawyers and they run the media. And both of those things are pretty much true. And those are two really important things to have if you want power. Because with the media, you craft people's perceptions, social psychology, changing the narrative of an entire civilization. And they do that all the time. And when you think about lawyers, they have literally transformed the justice system to match with their priorities. And we have to do that. So where does that fit in with Andrew Dodson? If I was to speak to the family of Andrew Dodson, I would say, first of all, I'm sorry for your loss. Obviously, your son seemed to be a very good man from everything that I've seen, but you need to fight back against these sons of bitches. What you do, they're real people that are responsible for harassing your son, Andrew Dodson. Yes, you're a racist guy on Twitter. People know what his real name is. You can file a wrongful death lawsuit. Fuck that guy up. Ruin him.
Hey, by the way, but not to cut you off, but when we get off the air, too, you get in touch with me. I'd like to know his name. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, fuck this guy up. Make that a news story of, look, family of suicide victim who attended Unite the Right is suing for wrongful death. You got to show these people you're not a pushover. Like, if you just go on the internet and voice your frustration, you're not doing anything. Hire attorneys, fight back. And as far as if you're somebody who is still alive, you have options too. If somebody's gone after your job, that is tortious interference. Hire an attorney and sue for that.
And that's a good point, and I do like that mindset better than, like you said earlier, walking around and hitting people with sticks. But something somebody brought up is, you talk about a white civil rights movement, but the event is called Unite the Right. Is it really uniting all the right, or is it really just uniting the whites? Because that's a distinction I think
Unite
needs
the
to be
white.
made.
I like
Yeah.
unite the.
Unite
Can we
the
do
whites.
unite the whites?
Well, I mean, it's very complicated. I'm calling it Unite the Right too because it's really about bringing attention to the civil rights abuse that happened last year. And last year was a white identity event. There were a few people who were demonstrating with us who were not white, but it was primarily that. I would welcome anybody who supports white rights, and that's where I'm different than a number of people in the so-called alt-right. Is I don't hate people who are not white, and I think that these people who are not willing to work with people who support white people and think white countries are a good thing are really shooting themselves in the foot. You look at how successful these other racial movements have been in America, like the Black Civil Rights Movement. They got a lot of help from whites and Jews and I guess other people, mostly whites and Jews. They wouldn't have been able to do that on their own. And similarly, white people are not in a good position right now because it's not even white people against everybody else. It's everybody else against a minority of white people that are willing to stand up for themselves. You have a lot of white people that are indoctrinated by popular culture, by the universities, by the media to hate themselves. And so they want to be invaded by Mexico to get rid of the original sin of white supremacy and slavery and so forth. So I would rather deal with a non-white person who is going to work to fix this situation than to deal with some white liberal who hates his own kind.
And see, that's a sentiment I can get behind, and I think that's more the camp that I fall in. Just because after what you just said, I'm Cuban, but I searched Cuban man, right? Just because now you got me down this goddamn rabbit hole.
You're gonna make him lose his mind.
The first 5 results are black Cuban men. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. There's a lot of white Cuban people. So I don't know, man. It is odd. And
look, I get it, folks. I'm disgustingly white. I'm one of those white people that doesn't even tan, and I creep people out when I get in the sun. I get nobody wants to be that white, but just a nice pinkish hue. You don't want to be just like me, where you obviously haven't seen the sun in 4 years. But just culture-wise. How do we get white people and black people to work together against the city folk?
Well,
I mean, first of all, I think we got to stop the conflict with the black people right now, because I think the black people are being used as a pawn by these university types, right? By the for lack of a better term, Democrats. Of course, there's people who are going to say by Jews, but I think that that's simplifying it. Of course, there is an ethnic component that is true about that, but I think that the Democrats, including these university whites and Jews who have been indoctrinated with this anti-white historical narrative, they push like KKK, Nazi, white supremacy, blah, 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 until they rile up these black people and they're ready to riot in the streets and do their bidding. They want these black people to hurt their political opponents because they don't want to have to do it themselves. So I don't really have a problem with black people. My concern is not them. Right now, I want to make it okay for white people to be able to organize for their interests and stand up for equal treatment within society. If we don't start off with that fundamental, basic piece of justice, then white people are fucked.
He's got a point.
Yeah, it's not. Okay, so before we wrap up, we do have some questions from the chat. So you want to read those? Unless you have something else.
he has to plug stuff too.
Of course. We're going to ask questions, and then we'll do the plugging at the end to make sure everyone stays. All right. Sam says the chat wants to know what's your favorite kind of beer. People are curious.
You're asking the tough questions, huh?
Yeah, the tough ones.
I don't drink beer all that much. I've been drinking more rum and Coke.
Okay, well that's
like
a good
Julian.
Yeah, I like that. Always walking around like Julian. Yeah,
smoked around. Always get the one in his hand.
Kazari says, "Have you heard of the people of Otacon? Because they're having a whole shitstorm on Twitter and the BBS. I support them doing a rally, but please tell me you're staying away from the convention center. I'm trying to calm these people down on Twitter."
Well, I don't know the Otacon and BBS. What is that about?
Are we going to have anime Spurgs fighting?
From what I'm seeing,
oh boy,
the Otacon, and this is according to their website, is an anime.
I knew it because it's
an anime convention that's going on at the same time as the Unite the Right 2.
You planned this on purpose, didn't you, Kessler?
So, and apparently they're stirred up.
You're recruiting. I see what he's doing. That's very smart. It's a very big 4chan overlap.
Yeah, they're already mad because they're not allowed in Harvard anymore. So,
guys, we're gonna have a poll and we're gonna have R9K all at the same event.
So yes, watch out for them. Apparently, we probably should look that up after the show. Big Sarge in the chat in the Streamlab says, "Why DC for Unite the Right 2? It's a very very liberal city."
Well, it's only 2 hours away from Charlottesville, and I didn't want there to be a letdown for people if, for whatever reason, we're denied the permit in Charlottesville or it looks unsafe to me, if the police are going to stand down. I'm not going to have people go to that park. I want to have another location that will get just as much attention, and I think that it's important to do the demonstration in front of the White House, because we have a message for President Trump, and it's about the civil rights abuse that happened at Charlottesville last year. And I think that if we conduct ourselves in a responsible way and we show that we're not going to embarrass Republicans and people like Donald Trump, and that we can bring that message out there. And of course, the Antifa are not going to they're going to make a mess of themselves the way that they always do. So I think we have an opportunity to bring the truth about what happened, because there's so many inconsistent details in the media narrative. So, yeah, I think D.C. is going to get a lot of attention. It's already been reported on by NPR, by NBC News, Reuters, all these people. And the interesting thing is almost all of them put in the headline, white civil rights rally. So if nothing else, to get that into the public consciousness is a step in the right direction.
And what are your guys' stances on tiki torches this year?
Not doing that. Not doing it.
Thank God.
I think there's too many legal issues with that.
The torches look stupid. I'll fight with that. I don't like that.
But it wasn't the fault of the torches, is what I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying the torches didn't do anything, just like it's not the gun's fault. But my point is the torches, they look kind of corny. They don't look like actual old-timey, like Skyrim torches. That would look cool. But they're just tiki torches. You get a Home Depot. No torches, please. That doesn't look good. In my opinion, it doesn't look good.
Can we dress like
It
stormcloaks?
can look good. I've seen a lot of people in Europe do it. The Europeans have very good fashion sense. And another thing is that they have some very pretty girls in these European right-wing marches. So they have the girls up front, and they have the old-style torches, like you're saying. I didn't come up with that torch idea. It was done at a May rally earlier, and I think that it was done by more of these bourgeois types within the alt-right, and their concept is that tiki torches were sort of this corny white identity thing. But I'm more with you guys that if I was going to use the torches again, I would have the actual ones, because
old school stuff
that are hard and real rather than corny.
Dress like a storm cloak, a lot of old furs, like legitimate furs though, like just literal animal pelts.
You want to look like Night Watch. You want to look the Night's Watch.
Because nobody would out. No, honestly, nobody's going to approach a group of guys that looks like that.
Phil Pinochet in the Streamlab says, "What body do you have at your disposal to police your folks should they get out of hand?"
Well, the main thing, and this is to deal with public safety, and keeping people safe in the first place, we're going to have rally points both in DC and in Charlottesville. And the way that you're going to learn about that is you go to the website www.unitetherightrally.com. There's a set of rules that people are going to be expected to follow that we didn't have last time. You can sign up for the email list. And shortly before the rally, we're going to put the location of the meetup point there. And so we're going to be coordinating with law enforcement. I'm already working with the DC police. We have a rally point picked out for that. And with Charlottesville, we're going to deal with that once the permit lawsuit is over in mid-July, late July. So what we want to do is we want to have people meet at this offsite location about 2 hours before the rally. We want the police to be there with us so that there's no agitators, no fighting, whatever. And we can talk to the police, show them that we're cool, make sure that they're going to be doing their jobs, let them know we're not going anywhere near the demonstration unless we have the assurance that they're going to be there to protect us, right? And so while we're doing that, we're also going to be doing quality control of our own people. If we see anybody who has a swastika flag, out, if we see anybody who looks like they're going to be fighting or has a weapon or whatever, they're out. So once we get ready to do the demonstration, we're going to have people line up into formation because we're going to march to the location. We'll go around with bullhorns and let people know the rules. Look, you're not allowed to do Roman salutes. You are not allowed to leave the path that we're going with the police. You go with the police, and then when we get the demonstration, you do that. You're not allowed to fight with anybody, et cetera, et cetera. If you have a problem with that, you got to leave. And that's about the best we can do. I think that protects us from liability issues. And I think that most people are going to be operating in good faith. And when they hear the rules and they see that the police are going to be doing their jobs this time, I think they're going to chill out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and I that is something I do like to hear that it's actually, a set plan out, and obviously, I mean, not that it needs to be said. Everything should be filmed from the moment it starts till the end. That way, you guys have your side of what's actually going on. One more question from the chat. This is from Ghost House. Do you believe that airplanes are a Jewish hoax? They don't carry fuel, but are actually powered by compressed air. I'm going to read them if they come in. I'm reading them.
Fucking nice reference.
Yeah.
What is that a reference to?
It was a reference to, honestly, it was a reference to a drunken stream from the other night, but it was very funny. We were watching videos where this guy claims that planes run on compressed air and they don't really have fuel in them, and that there's no way those planes could carry all that fuel.
No, I read they run off of Jew gold. I guess it's a different thing.
You wasted your fucking question on that.
Jason, when is Unite the Right 2? What's the date?
Electric Boogaloo.
Get the plugs in, yes.
And are you guys going to save up and save the community center with a dance-off?
It's going to be on August 11th and 12th. Go to the website, www.unitetherightrally, for more information. We're planning 2 rallies, as I said, one in Charlottesville and one in D.C. We might end up splitting those up, so we'll do one rally in one city on August 11th and one rally in another city on August 12th. I'd recommend for people who are coming that they get a room somewhere between DC and Charlottesville. It's
way cheaper.
Stannersville, Culpeper, or some of these places that you could stay at, and that way you can easily, conveniently come between the 2 cities and have some flexibility. We've got to be flexible with our approach so that we can roll with the punches, whatever the court decides, and all that stuff.
And what's your Twitter so everyone can follow you?
At the Mad Dimension.
At the Mad Dimension.
And it's also jasonkessler.us, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
The website. All right. Thank you so much
Thanks
for
again,
coming on,
man.
dude. I got one more question. We might go to Unite the Right this year. Can Laura Loomer come? I'm just asking in advance.
Look, it's just like like it was for last year. Anybody who's going to be nonviolent,
just a joke.
respect the speakers can come. I don't care if Laura Loomer comes. More people that are out there filming the thing, getting the message out, the better. I hope you guys will come. I think that it's going to be a historic event. There's no doubt about it that it's going to be the #1 news story in the world at that time, right?
Well, hey, thank you so much for being on. We really do appreciate it. We'll, of course, have you on again. Just let us know when you want to be on again, and good luck out there. We do wish you the best, seriously.
Sure. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Have a good day.
Take care.
I like Kessler.
That was Kessler?
I tried it, look, man, and I said it on the show, and I've said it when he's not on the show. Kessler's...
hold on. Sam wants me to do something.
Kessler's a good dude.
Because of you brought up Laura Loomer, I had to hit you.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I had to.
Kessler is... that was a funny Jew joke.
No, I know, but I'm just... Listen, sorry. Super Chats get what they want, my friend.
This is true. Look, my point is I think that I think we should go. What do you say? Want to go? Back up Kessler? He's a good dude. He's a good kid. He gets a lot of tail.
Are you really serious about going, Mike?
Let's go. Let's gun it. Let's go for it.
When we talked off air about this.
I know, but that was off the air. This is on the air.
When you... look, I'll go. But we need a #1. We need to raise the funds to go. It's #1. #2, I'm not getting the sofa bed this time.
No. I got it the first time. We were establishing a baseline.
Okay, that's
now
fair.
We switch off every time. That was always going to be the rule. We just flipped the first time, and I got lucky. I got to get the sofa bed this time. I know that going into it.
I'm up for it because we talked about it. I said, well, we could show up. I don't know how.
We'll make it work.
All right, we're gonna put our heads together after the show, and we'll let you guys know what we need.
We'll stay at the what's the new TWP? We'll stay at their compound.
No,
the Nationalist Initiative compound.
First off,
with Tranny Derek and the Clappy Boys.
I'm gonna steal a Mitch Hedberg joke.
Nazi fucking swastika shaped meatloafs.
I'm gonna steal the Mitch Hedberg joke. I'm not gonna stay where I'm staying. Say where I'm staying, but the hotel name has 2 trees in it. Look.
I'm gonna be staying right there at the W because I'm a big Wu-Tang fan.
Is there a Trump hotel anywhere in the area? Because that's where we should stay. Wherever the Trump hotel is, that's where we're staying.
New York.
We'll figure it out. We'll let you guys know the resources. We'll do the math, and we'll let you know because we were planning another trip. It would be really nice if we could fly there and not have to take a goddamn another car ride. But we'll let you know. Thank you guys for listening. We do want to cover it, and we'll make sure that this time, if we go,
and thanks for the heads up, Kazari, telling us there's going to be an anime convention now. Because now I can tell.
Yes!
Now I can tell all the white nationalists, hey guys, be careful. There's going to be a lot of weirdos loose out there in DC. Watch your backs.
There's a lot of weird people out there that are going. You don't want to be them,
guys. We'll see you
Thank
tomorrow.
Thank you for listening.
Got Nightwave coming up at 10 tonight.
10 o'clock.
Also, I got to plug my appearance here in just an hour's time. I will be joining Big Sarge live. So follow me at Mersh on Twitter so I can give you guys a link when we go live.
Yeah, thanks, Big Sarge, for the invite. Revenge of the... I'm fucking around! RevengeOfTheCis.com/donate. That's for the Lord Loomer joke, you faggot. Thank you for listening. I actually got Mike a 4-pack of generic Red Bulls, so he's stocked up. You're welcome. For his Nightwave show, 10 o'clock, right after he is on Big Sarge show. RevengeOfTheCis.com/donate. If you like what we're doing, give us money because they are stealing stories from us. Also, big plug, tomorrow, second half of the show, we have an interview, Mike. Laura Loomer.
Oh, the princess joins us live.
She's already got her set up on
That's
Skype.
a big get. How'd you pull that off?
Thanks, Sam. We'll see you tomorrow. Revenge of the Cis.